Peace to all those in the ethos and all my peoples. It is the real. That's right. This is the show where you're gonna find on these or any other airways where we shoot the good, the bad, the ugly of our culture, and we heal it with freedom music. Freedom music comes on from 7:30 to 8 o'clock at night, where we go through the oldies and goodies, all that neo soul, all that hip hop soul, all that good stuff to put a battery in your back. You know how we be at. It's the Real HD Show. You know what I mean? Tonight we play a little bit of Boogie Monsters and Thresholds of Negative Stress. Then we played what is that called? I believe it's the Flatbush Boys, where Most Def was originally a part of that crew. They have a song called Self Actualize, which is really dope. Do what you got to do. If you can see it, you could be it. Manifest, it's up to you. Then we played the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse with Razkaz and Daz and Cannabis. That's always a wave. Then we played some West Montgomery. You know what I mean? We played some Thelonious. We played some Mingus. We got in it tonight, you know what I mean? And I'm glad you guys can join. We are the Real HD Show. The chat was popping earlier. So we appreciate all those who jump in the Real HD chat room and heat it up for us. Because that's what really brings the people out to events like this. The Real HD Show. And Jazz is in the building. What's up, beautiful? How are you?
I'm great, bro. What's going on?
That's what's good. We ain't have you on in a minute. So I'm glad we solved all of the technical gremlins so we could hear your dope voice on the Shizzo. How you been?
I'm great. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be back. I missed y'all.
Hey, that's what's up. Hey, shout out to my brother Sev and Jazz. They was keeping the Real HD chat room hitting today, boy. Y'all was on fire. say how you really feel. But you know what though? That's real in the battlefield, and that's exactly what we need in the Real HD talk spaces. Because we're here to have a higher discussion, and whether you disagree or you agree, it's your voice, your victory. You better bring them receipts, and you better bring your ass. You better bring it and know what you're talking about. Have the data and statistics to back it up. And that's how we operate here. And if you want to get on, the call letters are StreamYard.com, I6QX 33Z H4G, and you too can jump on the Real HD Show and have a higher discussion. So please, beloved hair grease, go and like, share, subscribe, and turn on all your notifications so that every time we have a Real HD Show, you can be on here and you can have a higher discussion. Real quick, Jazz, before we get into anything else, do you hear my fan going right now?
You said what?
Do you hear my fan going right now?
Nah.
No, you don't hear that?
Uh-uh.
Okay, great. Because I got two fans going. I got one to cool down my unit. Because if my unit overheat, everything, we in trouble. We can't run the show.
Oh,
and then
man.
I got a fan on me who keeping me cool. You know what I mean? We got the shorties in the back fanning. Now my wife, I have a heart attack. It's not like that. Yeah, but we here.
Don't plan your death early now.
I know it. Hey man, it's Leo season. We in the building. Y'all better recognize You know what I mean? I got my Leo sister on here with me. We're gonna rock it for the night. And it's usually like we like to get into. We're gonna really quickly thank our sponsors. We are going to thank Total Package Energy, melanated tested, Olympic tested, people approved, melanated company, all natural product. It's not your, it looks more like your Gatorade, but it's not. It's absolutely not. It's lemons, it's limes, it's all the things that are gonna uh, super ionize your water, super ionize your hydration and your life. Go mob Total Package Energy and tell them that the Real HD Show sent you. It might give you a discount on a little off on the product. Also, Redeem Vacations. Please go patronize them. Bring 5 people to the Real HD Show or any show in the Real HD network, and you can get a 4-day, 3-night destination stay from the Real HD Show. And that's been going on for a while. Brother Godspeed was probably the only one that actually took advantage of that joint. You know what I mean? And he got him a, I think he went to Martha's Vineyard or something like that.
Dope.
I'll let him tell it. He went somewhere.
That's fire.
He went somewhere with it and did some dope stuff with it. So as usual, man, we got to get to our ancestors and elders blueprint, because tonight's ancestor and elders blueprint is a good one, and it comes from none other than Stokely Carmichael, and he has some really timely stuff to say as it pertains to modern day politics, especially as it pertains to a lot of these, race soldiers that want to murder our folks in cold blood. So I want to play that real quick. And then I didn't get Jazz's take on a Sonia Massey piece. I want to get that going. Let's get all that popping. Real HD Show. Let's check it out. Okay, where's my guy at? All right, brother, don't hide from me now. What did I put you under? What title did I give you? Did I download this piece? I should have. That's weird. Oh, it might be one of these that are unlabeled.
That's always fun.
Nope. I know, right? Tell me about it. I had it all ready to go. I'm gonna play Stokely, and they gonna love it, and they gonna.
it's all right.
You know what I'm saying? I had brother all queued up, and now I can't even find. If I showed you my desktop, you'd be like,
I
bro.
don't even want to know.
You'd be like, bro, how do you do it? And guess what? I compartmentalized mad stuff, and I still got mad stuff on here.
Yo, you sound like me right now.
I compartmentalized mad
everything.
Stuff. I put stuff in its place. I gave stuff TLC.
You got a folder for a folder that has a folder for a folder.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And now that I'm live, the gremlins want to come out and play games with my clips. You know what I'm saying?
I already know how that can be.
So we in the middle of Jazz is making me laugh. We in the middle of a Elders and Ancestors blueprint on the Real HD Show. And we're gonna get to this Stokely because it's too juicy to hold back.
And you said it's an ancestor and elder. What's it on?
Stokely Carmichael.
Okay.
Yeah. A recent. Unless I'm wrong, is he still around or is he passed?
Don't quote me because I'm gonna be honest.
I thought I already passed in like the late 90s.
I don't know by name. I might know him by face because I watch so much stuff. So forgive me, but I can't help you on this one, bro.
No, that's okay. That's all right. I'm just gonna let this roll pass, and then I'm gonna try to cue it up. Okay, so this is Brother Stokely, who was never at a loss for words. He was the Minister of Correspondence for the Black Panther Party. and he was never at a loss for words. So much so that brother Huey, and brother Bobby used to tell him that he had to kind of curl it back a little bit.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So the brother was a titan in the word game, and he's sitting here with a news correspondent, you know,
Mm-hmm.
Kwame Ture, and I found it, and we're gonna plug it right now. I'm just gonna share my screen, and we're gonna get to it. Do it. All right. And I apologize for the delay on that Joker, but here it is.
Is going to be used is not a question for the black community. It's a question for white America. Because white America is the one who's used violence. For 400 years, we have been the recipients of violence. We have never lynched. We have never shot. We've never burned the church. We've never beaten people. We've never taken them to jail. That is the question for white America. The real question is, can she civilize herself before we get ready to civilize her?
Let's go.
And we're just not concerned about the Vietnam War per se. We are concerned about the survival of black people in this country.
You're one black man who went to a good, essentially white high school in the city of New York.
That's
you
correct.
obviously had a good education.
That's
A good many of the people.
All right, you guys can continue to watch that on YouTube. Any of that stuck out for you, sis? Any things that he said? Especially as it pertains to the Sonia Massey death, and
So
we should just say straight up murder.
she was murdered. She wasn't. There's no getting around that. She was straight up murdered. And I'm not gonna lie, I couldn't watch the video in its entirety.
Oh wow.
It was triggering for me.
Right.
But it's unfortunate that, it came to that. But at the end of the day, we already know the climate when it comes to our people and the police.
Right.
And at the end of the day, despite the body cams, despite all of that, yeah, it's finally in a position to hold them accountable, to a certain degree. But is it though? Because they still doing it.
Right. No,
So,
you're absolutely right.
so it's like, yeah, they are being made an example of in the system that was designed to protect the white man, and now they're being held it. But it's like that false sense of bravado they still have to feel like they're the end all be all. And so, who's to say? And at the end of the day, we already know that the white man was the one that basically taught us violence.
Mm.
They are the ones that taught us that.
So if you go back into that clip, right,
Mm-hmm.
you'll see brother Kwame Ture lay it out on dude. He goes
Mm-hmm.
through the whole chronology. Like, yo,
Right.
don't even open up your mouth to say nothing about no violence. You have no leg to stand on a world scale when it comes to nations doing violence against other nations. That is you guys call a card. And he lays it out. He goes through all of this back from antiquity all the way to now. You know what I mean?
Right.
He goes through it. And I don't want to go through it on there because, of course,
But in our
YouTube.
reality,
Yes.
it was the Spaniards that started it first. Spain started it because you had the Portuguese who actually started in slavery,
Mm-hmm.
and then you had the Dutch and the French that then took up, then the English. They just all followed suit because they saw the nominal value, and then they saw
Right.
the people in Africa. It was so close at that time that they looked at them as barbaric and uncivilized, and they used their Bible toting agenda to justify the cruelties that they, bestowed upon our people.
Yeah, it's wild, man. Like
And Gringo was the proof of that.
Yeah, they got some real selective memory. You know what I mean? They put on a suit and eat a cucumber sandwich and get all types of selective memory out this joint. You know what I mean? It's wild. You know, I don't know how they do it. And they can go home and lay down and eat their mayonnaise and you know raisins in the potato salad and act like it's all good when in actuality your forebearers.
It's that God complex. They think they saved
Uh-huh.
us.
Right.
It's that white savior complex. They
Yeah.
did us a favor. They saved us
Interesting.
when we never need.
Interesting.
We never needed saving until they came. Until they became involved.
Right. Let's talk about it. Hey man, once again, we blasting off the 5 Facebook channels. We blasting off the YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, as my little 8-year-old cousin likes to say, Instagram. Mob Crush, D Live, Trovo Nation. We're everywhere you want to be. We are the Real HD Show. Please like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so we can have a higher discussion. I'm here with my homegirl, Jazz, and we rocking it right now on the Real HD Show. Hey, Jazz, before we get too far deep into things, it's always a good time to plug Be Healthy. Go check them out. They real dope. They got really dope things for you. Real health-minded menu items that's gonna keep the body fresh, buoyant, and determined. Also, can you tell the people about your newest endeavor, your newest business, your newest business? I should say,
Venture.
brainchild, and it's coming into manifestation. Let the people know about Black House.
Oh, so Black House Boutique is gonna be up and coming. It's a local art boutique that I'm creating a safe space for local artists and within our community. It's basically a Black Mecca. Hopefully, that's what envision it to become.
Oh wow! All right.
Um, and yeah, so right now we are set to open Labor Day weekend. Trying to finalize a few things, so it'll be on the horizon. But yes, we'll be located on 191 North Avenue on the second floor, right above 9 breweries. And yeah, come check us out. I'll give more details to come on the grand opening and the ribbon cutting and all of that jazz as we, get
No
closer.
doubt. Awesome. Can you tell them the dynamic duo that you're working with to make this whole thing a
Oh
reality?
yeah, so I partner with Revamp Nation. They
Revamp
will help.
Nation. Let's go.
Yes, those are the bro and sis. They're definitely. I'm very grateful for them. Appreciative and happy that we're able to create a space, where we can create culture and creativity and offer workshops and educational workshops for our people, and have more just cooperative economics.
Fire, fire, fire. Go check out Black House as soon as it opens. Go mob them, buy everything in sight, grab it up. Like I was grabbing up them toilet papers in them supermarkets a minute ago. Cause
Talk about it.
y'all thought, Chicken Little, the sky was falling. Go grab up everything and Sister Jazz shop. She got something for you. Let's check out the health segment. Here we go. Hey, shout out to DJ Clean with a Q for the fly beat for the intro to my health segment, Healthy, Wealthier, and Wiser for a Brand New You. Why? Because a couple of years ago, a lot of us was robbed not only of our loved ones, but of our cellular power. And the Real HD Show is pledged to bring some of that back to you. So we got a sister that I spent some time with when I was still rocking in New York City. And her name is none other than Queen of Four. And she wrote the super duper book, Heal Thyself. And while it's an anthem for a lot of sisters, because she does a lot of womb work and a lot of
Hmm.
spiritual soul work for the sisters and helping the sisters to pack light, as Erica Badu said, pack light, helping the sisters to get rid of some of that burden and some of that stuff, that comes along with dating and mating and lifing and wifing and the whole piece is something that everybody can learn from. I'm gonna put on a quick couple of videos by her. I believe she's damn near 90 years old. The sister is so super dope and dynamic. I've never done anything with her before on the show, so I thought it was way past time to do something about that. And we are going to show some Queen of Four right now. This is about holding grudges. Check out what she has to say.
I only carry lessons from every experience. So what lesson did I have to learn? And I asked for the clarity of it. So the next time I now don't have to repeat the cycle, I can end the cycle. And then I can now elevate.
All right, so that was one. I got more for you, Jazz. I got more.
All right now.
All right, we got a second part by Queen of Four. Fair use, fair use. We just trying to give the queen her due. And this one is talking about holistic healing. Let's check that out. Real HD show. Fair use, fair use.
That everything that we call holistic, from Reiki to polarity to astrology to reflexology to aromatherapy to hydrotherapy, healing baths to color therapy, it's all based on African culture, which we call New Age, but it's from antiquity. So that builds up your self-esteem.
Ancient.
That's
Yes.
our stuff. Give me back my stuff.
As you can see, Queen of Four is still beautiful as ever, still spry as ever, making jokes, making the sisters feel good, making them feel good about themselves and what's popping. Jazz, what did you take out of the Queen of Four videos? The one about grudges and the one about holistic health and the roots of it. What do you think?
I think it's important for us to definitely embody and embrace the teachings and the customs of our ancestors. And I firmly believe that when you hold grudges, depending on how I think it's like you holding something that is poisonous and meant to break you down. And the only way to be free is to forgive. And you're not forgiving for others, you're forgiving for yourself. And accepting it for what it is and letting it come to pass so that way you can continue to ascend and learn from it. I believe that there are lessons in every situation that you encounter in life, and everything that we encounter, whether we lose or gain, is part of the prerequisite to prepare us for what's next to come on the journey.
That's very wise of you. I think very deeply. Okay. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
No, I mean,
That wasn't the
it's
answer.
real.
That wasn't the answer I was expecting, but no, I'm playing.
Really? I mean, because I'm just going to be real. Like,
It's
I
all
used
good.
to be a huge grudge holder.
Ah, okay. And what was the thing that got you out of that?
I believe that when we hold grudges, it's like
Mm-hmm.
we're taking on that energy and we're letting that power succumb us.
Right.
And it's not necessarily designed to do that. And in order to relinquish the power, you have to let go. And the only
Right.
way you're able to let go is to come to terms, and that's through the act of forgiveness. And that's why they always say you forgive for yourself. You don't forgive the other person for for them. You forgive them for yourself, because that person, whatever they did, it spoke to that version within you that it was allowed, that it had the power to touch you or impact you in some way. And so once you relinquish that control of that version of yourself to where whatever that person did or said no longer has an impact on you, that then relieves the grudge and gives you true freedom. And that means that you've learned the lesson, you've embraced it, and it no longer holds any power over you, and you can actually like release and let go and grow. Because anything that does that and you succumb to it and it has that kind of power and control over you is gonna stop you from you being able to get to where you need to go until you learn that lesson.
Okay, so you're saying basically like until you learn that lesson, you're doomed to repeat it?
Bingo.
Oh wow, crazy. So we got Sister Aurora. We got everybody in the chat. Hey, we live, man. Come on through. The water's fine. We getting deep enough to swim in over here. Let me put the link in the description. Yeah, I'm gonna put the link in there right now, Mozzie. Right now. Let me get that
My bad,
popping.
y'all.
Nah, I put it in there like 3 times since yesterday. And I
Well,
guess
no, I'm
folks,
just saying you put it in there again today, and then we was going at it.
you and my man Sev you and my brother Sev was doing it, but he loves that. He likes that whole piece, so it's all good. He's an intellectual like that, so he loves the steam. I guess it keeps him on his toes. So that's the link, and there's the header, and there is the link. And now that we got that popping, everybody could join us. I was wondering where everybody was at. Let me know if you guys are getting the notifications in
Yeah.
the Real HD chat room. If you are not, let me know, because Facebook be on them games. Let me know so I can remedy that. It's Sister Aurora. Hey, what's happening, sis?
How are you? I'm good. How are you?
We good. We saved you some room on the couch. Here you go. We got Sister Jazz on. She ready to rock with us. You know what I mean? She telling us that if we don't learn from the lessons of our past, we doomed to repeat them. I was like, oh shit.
Absolutely.
I was like, oh shit.
Absolutely.
Oh shit. How you get oh shit. So then we just had some Queen of Four talk to us about African holistic health, and that all of the pharmaceutical, all of the, I guess, peripheral tenets that seem like new wave things are all rooted in melanated health that our ancestors created. So go claim yours. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Go claim yours. Are you familiar with Queen of Four? You have anything to say about what she said about or African holistic health, or even holding grudges and the ability to let go of grudges so that you can be a healthier person?
Yeah, I had her items when I had my store. And one of the things that, I remember when we went to Brooklyn, was meeting with her. One of the things we talked about, I said, well, how is it that my dad was able to go in the woods, pull out some kind of, something, and come back, boil it up, and say, here, drink this, this is going to heal you. And it didn't kill us. It was like, I was like, right now, and I use an app, and I point at, weeds to see what it does. And I said, but him and my grandmother were able to just walk in the backyard, walk in the woods, come back with a handful of something, and boil it up, and sit there and say, no, this will help. And it helped. It was nasty, but it helped. So even having, that is a definite ancestral trait, having the ability to get the, natural herbs and things. Yeah. But plus you got to throw some castor oil on top of that.
That part. I'm about to say. Don't forget that.
That's right. After you swallow whatever it was they give you some castor oil. It's like, here, this will help you go down.
Brother Maz, what's good with you, bro? We saved you a seat on the couch, brother. What's going on with you, man?
Oh man, just handling the business, man. That's about it.
Yes, sir.
That is about it.
Yes, sir. I hear you. That's all we can do. That's all we can do. Handle business.
The Real HD was busy in the chat today.
Yeah, it was smoking hot.
It was.
I appreciate Jazz, man. Jazz bringing that fire in Leo season. I don't know.
It was.
I don't know. Like my daughter say, I don't know.
I'm like, look at her. I said, holding it down, holding it on.
That's what's up. Just so that you know, my brother Severin, he never met a debate he don't like. So he'll come on. He's been on before. Real dope brother. Hopefully he'll find some time to be on again. He's a principal out in Westchester, New York. So hopefully his school year starts off well, and everything is great with him. And we are going to move how we supposed to move, and we're gonna get into our lit city report. The wild, the wacky, the wonderful things that keep our world moving. Um, this particular one comes from brother Mozzie. So
Okay.
this is a Mozzie Blacktastic take. You know what I mean? He throws so many at me. I said, I gotta rock this one today. Because this one was actually
I'm
stupid
serious.
funny. And I thought it was really cool to, if I can get it up without a whole lot of hoopla. Let's see. Oh no, we don't want to talk about Operation Mockingbird just yet. Oh yeah, there we go. And this is a little ditty on ankle monitors.
Oh boy.
Ankle monitors. Let's check it out. Real HD show.
Yeah.
Fair use.
That was funny.
Y'all know I'm putting y'all on notice right now. We're gonna have to fight somebody. We're gonna have to get together and whoop on somebody for this ankle monitor toy. Yeah, somebody gonna have to wear ass whooping behind this one. We can't let this one slide right here. No. In the great words of my own girl Sanchez, we can't let this slide. Somebody got to get hands and feet put on there. There's got to be a call to action. No, we ain't doing this. We not doing this out of here. Somebody better call KB Toys R Us, Tonka Toys, somebody. Somebody who, I don't know who thought this was a good idea, but it ain't. It is not. No, we not doing this. We got to do a recall. We need all these back in the factory. We gonna set a fire. We got to melt all this down. We gonna do something else with this plastic. I don't know. Make a Honda or something. You put this back. This here ain't gonna work. Somebody got to catch a fade behind this here. And depending on who it is, let me know. Let me know. Y'all find it. Let me know. We can go ahead. I can do this for all of us.
I'm crying.
Oh
All right.
God. Oh, Brother Mozzie, where'd you find that?
Man.
Yeah, that's kind of wild. He sent that to me a little while ago, and I was going through it. And I'll let the brother himself tell you why that was chosen by him. And you got the floor, bro. Talk to it.
One, I have friends in my network that just always got stupid stuff, crazy stuff, fun stuff, funny stuff, whatever. And so this was the one that was like, damn, do I laugh at this? I mean, Homeboy's making it kind of funny, but like, damn, am I supposed to laugh at this? I don't even know what to say about this. And my buddy was like, who sent it to me, like, damn, that kid look like about the same as my grandson. Should I get him one? I mean, like, what the hell? But I think it's symbolic of a number of things. One, that we are electronically controlled. And our kids are being electronically controlled at an early age. I've volunteered with the BMA with the boys. I'm constantly fussing with these kids about putting their phones down.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if it ain't an ankle bracelet, it's the phones. But then there's the other piece of the prisoner pipeline that this district is very good at keeping fluid flowing through and people flowing through. So, and how many young dudes do we see that are out there with these devices on?
That's real.
Yeah.
And then who do the young boys want to look up to?
They're gonna think it's cool to wear that ankle monitor.
They think it's cool to walk around with your drawers hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
And the sad thing about us is that we fall for any new so-called fad or something that we always take something that's negative and try to make it look positive. We always do that.
We're good at that.
We're very good at that. That's like when we deal with the N-word all the time. People are still always just trying to say, but, we done flipped it. Flip your community. Your community's bad. Flip that into something good.
That's real.
Hey, brother. Hey, so let me ask you a question, man. Can my main man Chicken Busu make something better with that plastic right there?
Some
Probably.
eating utensils.
You know who Chicken Busu is, right? Sister Aurora.
Chicken boot soup.
That's the brother out of Africa who made the car engine out of
Oh, okay. I saw that.
hydration and water
Yeah.
and all of that.
Water.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm saying, and this is from Little Tykes. So I'm looking it up right now to see if this is in worldwide distribution. I'm just trying to see. My first ankle monitor. I'm saying, can Chicken Butsu make something with this plastic here that's a little more like proprietary than a damn ankle monitor that's supposed to be some, what is it, dispense gum or something? Like there's something goofy going on with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
What it got? You could put a pack of Uno cards in there or something. Like what's really popping with the ankle monitor? I'm a little confused. And
Crazy.
and then at a time when we're supposed to be very cognizant of, here we go, ankle monitor toy. Little Tykes ankle monitor toy. Here we go. Oh, so now they got, so to clean up. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna split my screen and I'm gonna let y'all see what I'm seeing.
Okay.
So y'all can see the election season desperation that they doing with this piece here. Can y'all see that?
Let's
Not
come
yet.
up. Yeah.
Okay.
Can y'all see the newscaster talking about it?
Yeah.
Yep.
So they brought fire to the situation already. So it's probably Young Turks probably did something on it. Tariq Nasheed probably got all over it. It's not new news, but the fact that, now they want to have a little white boy on the cover.
That goes to show you how they had already, they knew what they were doing, and they knew that we're going to get some flack, and as soon as we get it, we can just throw out the other version.
Even for neurogenic kids and things like that, because I told you I work with families that have children with special needs. This was a turned down idea. We're like, no, we don't want you to put an ankle monitor on our kids. And then they had the backpack thing for those children who are neurogenic, can't speak or it. And we're like, we don't want that either. A bracelet maybe will do, but they did sit there at one of the expos for families with children with special needs. We're like, no, they can take this off the table because they're talking about it's a tracker. But I'm like, that's a monitor. That's a prison ankle monitor, And then the other one is this big a backpack, And I mean, the first thing the kid's gonna do is come out the backpack. So I don't know why that was even a chosen choice for neurogenic children, but this right here is crazy.
I have a son with autism, and I let him go out, and I put an air tag, and I sewed it inside the tongue of his sneaker, so that way, for any reason, just in case.
Right. I used to do that with the phone, and when phones could track, I used to put that in my son's thing. So, like, because he likes to walk, but at least now I can see where he walks.
Mine's a scooter. He liked the scooter. We take the scooter everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, when my little bull was little, right? When my bull was little, he used to like to wander off in the department stores. And then he liked to play hide and seek. You know what I mean? You know how you have the turnstile clothing thing?
Yep.
And then he'll be underneath that joker, laughing and giggling.
And thinking that he's playing good.
Playing it. He done invented a game. So you know what we did? We got the little monkey pack. It's like a little monkey or a little dog, and it snaps around you like a book bag.
Yeah.
And then it has like a retractable piece to it.
Yeah.
And then you could just reel them in.
we
you just reel the jokers in.
Those will feel more.
But yeah, that's old school. And then when my grandmother took them to Disneyland, she was like, "Damn, I'm so glad you gave me that damn monkey." I'm so glad for the monkey,
Yeah, we think that we help and we try to make sure we keep track of our kids. And like I said, when mine was young like that, I code Adam Roosevelt Field Mall, which is a big mall out here in Long Island. And then the third time I got a citation because they're like, you can. I'm like, look, that boy came in, flew, but his sister taught him how she would go to the window and be like, find red, find blue, and so then they wouldn't run ahead of me because she didn't like me using the leash, she didn't like, I don't want my brother on the leash. But she, outside of the persons, the ABMs that were there to help teach him, his big sister is the one that taught him how to stay close to us by stopping at each window and looking for a different color and things like that. But yeah, they gave me a citation. And then at Walmart, we code at them that about every time we went there. So it's like, he would hide, just like you say. He's playing hide and seek. He good. He's not answering the PA. He wasn't answering nobody. It's like, okay, who hears some laughing? And people in the store, we hear some laughing over here. He's over here, But yeah, when they were younger, man, it was hard to keep up. We did, we did what we had to
man. We just got to put the little ones that have that sort of curiosity. We got to put them in. We got to put them in training, man. We got to wear them out.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, give them some skills that they can walk away with.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Teach them 3 ways to make a fire. Teach them how to flint. Teach them how to, all those sorts of things. Teach them how to, gut worm for fishing. Get all of that, anxiousness out of them. Can you flip 3 times? Can you flip backwards twice? We got to get them, physically engaged. So not only are they learning, but they wearing that energy out and they doing it in a productive way. There's one last thing I wanted to show you about the Lit City Report, and this is a video about Walmart. Now I was just in Walmart the other day. I had to buy something for my daughter's bike, I think. And of course, you see the floating camera watching. They got those rails, and the damn thing shoots up and down the aisles, and it. Once you're in an aisle, it hits you, and it's like beep, beep, beep. We know you're here. We know what you're doing, And I threw the finger up at it, But this particular brother, kind of got the best of the Walmart security system, and I'm gonna show you guys. Fair use, World Star fair use. Check this out.
A hack that he saw on social media to steal from self-checkout machines.
Police say that the man tricked the machines into giving him extra cash. Fox's Doug Evans has the details.
Here's Walmart surveillance video of the suspect Noonan police are trying to identify. Investigators say he and others apparently learned a trick on social media that has cost Walmart stores nationwide millions of dollars before it got fixed, and it is fixed. But Noonan police say this guy got away with thousands of dollars from Walmart stores in Noonan, Peachtree City, and Fayetteville.
And there's a vulnerability with the point of sale machines that he was able to exploit and get basically double his money. He would do a transaction that was canceled about halfway through, and by the end of it, the point of sale machine would give him double his money back, and he would leave.
Posted information how to trick the Walmart checkout machines into giving cash back on certain types of purchases. Police say in South Metro Atlanta, this guy apparently was not the only one observed doing it.
He's driving a white BMW. We suspect it's a 7 Series. It's got a temp tag on it, like the standard Georgia temp tag. But it's almost like it's in a sheet protector where there's a film over it that we can't read it.
All right, what do y'all think? Extra couple of dollars ain't gonna hurt nobody. Go ahead and keep the party going.
I heard about that too.
It's gonna hurt him though.
Look, they want you to buy. They want you to go do your shopping and then sit there and come and check yourself out. Okay, so employee discount.
Well, I'm gonna like they all say. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Ward. Go ahead.
No, but
they ain't trained him how to do that job. He wasn't properly trained.
I was not properly trained in scanning my own stuff.
I still tell them that's what be my defense. My defense is I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know how to use a machine.
Thank you. I was like, you haven't trained me. I said I wasn't trained to be a cashier. Okay,
no.
So it gets the best of us. So look, maybe rethink that whole thing. 17 lanes of self-checkout and 2 for
they getting rid of them.
Yeah, because they recognize it's like, look, you got me do all that, and I got to shop and bag my own groceries. I said, I want the employee discount. Okay.
It costs, believe it or not, it cost them more in self-checkout than it did hiring the workers and providing the jobs.
Mm-hmm. I remember first time they stopped this woman in Long Island at the Walmart, and she must have paid like she paid like $19 and had 2 cartloads of stuff.
Yeah,
like, hey, y'all should have did it for her then.
Right, that's like this doctor out in where was she? Indiana or some sort. I'm talking an actual doctor, like a physician that makes like over almost $70,000 a year, stealing from Target, and it was her 3rd time.
They got bills too.
She was stealing, and I was just like, she was like, this. It was crazy. It was crazy. It was actually no, Albuquerque, New Mexico. That's where it was at. It was crazy. So
not hard to
check out
do.
the Target.
All right. And it's going to be more and more going on. That's just where we at.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'll be honest. Hey, Walmart, you know, you created this adversarial relationship.
Exactly.
That part.
So
say
more
about that.
Well, you know, because one, they treat their employees not the greatest.
Mm-hmm.
2, they do take advantage of the local market that they go into. Once they've driven out a lot of the competition, they then start driving up their prices. They then start cutting back on their workforce. But when they first came in, they're telling you, "Oh, we're gonna hire all these employees. We're gonna do all these different things." And the reality is that they don't do it.
They hired all these part-time.
Get in there, and then you got to deal with other little crazy stuff like, you know, they never have anybody on working. I mean, as a consumer, like, damn. What the hell's going on?
Look, that's the parade of circus there when you go to Walmart and you see all the folks in there. But you're right, they bought it on themselves. I mean, come on. You want everybody to sit there and scan their own stuff? Well, trust and believe a couple of pieces aren't going to get scanned.
But it's crazy though, because
think about it though. Well, think about it though. You want me to scan my own stuff, but damn, if you ain't hiring nobody, then why my prices ain't going down?
That part.
Yeah.
So
great observation. Great observation.
And matter of fact, and you go to especially some of these newer Walmarts, shit, they have like about 10, 15 of them. You be like, God, I told you. And like 3 cashiers working on the other side.
But believe it or not, I recently went into the Walmart here and there were none. And then when I went to Target, they had the 1 lane of the self-checkout. And normally at Target, they have, you know, all the registers open. They only have 1 register open.
Wow, see?
I said, let me find out Target becoming the new Walmart. Y'all prices are too high for that.
Walmart gonna start covering cashiers. You be seeing them. It's like, oh, get 3 for 1.
That part.
You know? And I'm like, y'all open up the door for that. Everyone, yes, we try to be full of integrity until you sit there and want us to pay full price and do your job.
And you know, it's the same thing that Walmart does that our government tends to do every time there's a shooting. You know, we know people steal from Walmart, and I understand they got to pay for it some way. But why are you beating up those who don't steal from Walmart that are your loyal customers?
Right. By raising those prices.
You know, just like, you know, we got fools out here with illegal guns, and then you got people with legal guns they're afraid to pull their gun out because they may get in trouble. Then you got a situation where now people who want to become legal gun owners gotta go to college just to be able to get a freaking gun. 16-hour class, 18 hours worth of class, sitting in the class for 2 days, and then 2 hours of going out there to shoot. Then you got to turn over everything that you possibly did in your life. You got to wait a half a year or so.
It's intense.
Like, by that time, man, you know, and once again, it becomes one of these situations. I'm not advocating for or against, but we can't have things like people shooting up Buffalo tops, and then the person who is a legal gun owner or person who wants to become a legal gun owner is now being held responsible.
Right.
We got to set up situations where those who do the wrong are the ones we set up so that we can catch those who are doing wrong and deter those who are doing wrong. As opposed to those who are doing right, we want to deter them from doing right. I mean, I don't know.
It's always like they say, one spoiled apple ruins the bunch.
Yeah.
No, one bad apple.
Ain't nobody should be getting shot for stealing something out of Walmart. Okay, it's Walmart.
It's never that deep.
Insurance, thank you. It's not that.
Well, you know, and think about what happened at you know, what was it, the other week or so ago? What happened out there at Maplewood Park? I mean, and there were many people there with guns, but what happened was there were some of them that were smart enough to know my gun ain't legal, so I better not shoot back.
Mm-hmm.
And then those who had legal guns, they did what you do first. You duck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I've changed the rules where, you know, you got to be careful. Just because he out there shooting like a madman don't give you no right to just go automatically and go shoot him and stop him from shooting other people.
Right.
Hey, man, I'm glad you talked about people with guns, man, because there's something going on in the Pentagon right now. And them is the people that spend a whole lot of tax dollars on some guns and weapons and a bunch of other stuff. So let's just get to it. Power to the people news. Wait, what just happened? This just happened. How the Pentagon wants to cancel Thanksgiving and teach military kids that America is a stolen land. How about it? Whoa.
The Pentagon.
Are y'all hip to this at all?
No. It's the first I'm learning of this.
Yeah, let me pull it up. I think it's Daily Mail. I think it's the Daily Mail that this is in.
I'm about to say, since when? They the ones that be misappropriating the majority of our taxpayer dollar budget anyway. They don't fail every audit they done ever had.
Yeah, so this comes to you through Daily Mail. It says exclusive how the Pentagon wants to cancel Thanksgiving and teach military kids that America is a stolen land. It's a guide for military school teachers say Thanksgiving is based on falsehoods. Researchers says it's perverse to teach kids this to kids in American uniform. Now they're calling the Pentagon woke, y'all. Pentagon is woke, y'all. It said campaigners have uncovered worrying teaching materials for the Pentagon's 160 military schools that many service members may see as unpatriotic and even scary. Training manuals for its 8,000 teachers advise that Thanksgiving feasts have no historical basis. Whoa. And that America was founded on stolen land from natives. Though controversial to some, Adam Jehorovsky, who covered the documents via public records request, it's a perverse way of teach kids about service members. So how do y'all feel about it? Do y'all feel like military schools and schools that feature ROTC and all this other stuff should teach that America is a stolen land? And does that have any legs in the future? What do y'all think?
It's setting us up for a civil war in this country.
There you go.
It already about to happen with the way they keep giving out the money to the immigrants, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
So you think this was a tease?
Yeah, it's a tease, man, to see who's gonna do what.
Mm-hmm.
And what's gonna end up happening is it's going to become a time, because whenever we talk about the land being stolen, things of that nature, once again, because white people suffer from a psychopathic racial personality, and everything they do and say as it relates to what happened in America, their guiltness that they know they really have, but trying to act like they don't have around this land, they always target black people. So what's going to happen is that's going to go out, and it's going to be black people's fault. They always have that displaced aggression towards black people. So we better be careful, because a lot of us don't own guns. A lot of us aren't prepared to go off the grid if we have to get out there and engage in warfare. So we got to be a little smarter. And I say, you let them fight their fight. You let them do what they need to do, and we don't buy into that.
And a lot of times we're not teaching survival skills anyway. Like it's a bad thing, because even like we were talking about how I don't know your age, but back in my day, to pass gym, you had to learn to go up this one rope with no knots, and then up another rope that had knots. Right? We had to do the military crawl underneath these third things. I mean, this is all to pass and get your PE certificate, your presidential certificate for PE. And I was like, my daughter, I said, y'all doing what? Oh, well, we got to walk. I said, walk. I said, what about, walk around the gym? I was like, we had to go climb up one rope, down another one. I mean, they go on the other one that had knots on it, then get down and crawl underneath like military skills under this thing that they had, then run and hit the tires, and then go over, what's it called, the monkey bars, and then go over the thing. I was like, they don't do none of that. Okay,
well, remember too, that was during the Cold War, so everybody had to be prepared if you by chance got drafted. So that's why a lot of that took place then.
Yeah,
but I remember
I had in elementary school, I had to do that.
Yeah, I do remember. I think we all remember climbing that rope all the way to a ceiling, and the only thing underneath the rope was a little mat.
A little mat, thank you.
And you climbed about 50 feet in the air.
Right.
And of course, us boys, we were dumb anyway. I just know I had to outdo AJ. So if AJ touched the ceiling, I got to touch it too and smack it 2 times.
Listen, you smacked it 2 times, and you didn't want to listen. You didn't want to get beat to the floor, so you jumped all the way up.
There you go. Or you try to slide down
like an idiot.
Burns, and then you do fall halfway down.
Oh yeah. Oh, it never fails.
Somebody, because you always had one who didn't know how to move out the way.
Hey, that's where the sisters got us beat with that pole work. They got us beat with that.
Yeah. Scurry up there like that, slide.
1, 2, break them. Yeah, man. All right. So we rocking. Real HD show. We are here tonight for our Banana and N Tailpipe series. And we're going to feature that because there's a lot of things going on in the world, not just the election and the circus that is the election. But if anybody wants to chime in about it, now's the time. Y'all got the floor. What do y'all think about, real quick, we don't want to spend a whole lot of time. What do y'all think about homegirl here? And are y'all happy or are y'all insulted?
That Megan Thee Stallion was up there at the
yeah. She's at the convention wearing it out.
Megan Thee Stallion sat there.
That goes to show you.
Kind of attracted those, folks. They're right here in Atlanta, so every single college and university and surround. I mean, I was trying to get over near there. It was 15 miles deep. You couldn't even get there to the Georgia Convention Center, Oh, wow. And then I was like, well, damn, how they have this? And it really wasn't advertised on the radio or nothing. But again, that grassroots can bring folks to the fold without, having to sit there and shout it out on TV and stuff. But it was deep. You couldn't get over there for 15 blocks around the Georgia Center.
So, hey, Jazz, I got a question for you. Is this our politics now?
It's a cliche. We all know that. It's a gimmick.
Yes.
So I don't know if you guys remember Tiara Mack. She's a senator from Rhode Island.
Mm-hmm.
And you remember what she did?
Mm-hmm.
There she go, right there, full force. A whole senator.
Nah,
But hey,
I'm
we
not
didn't have no
interested.
complaints about the naked wife of Trump when she, we didn't have no complaints when she laid out on a platform with no clothes on, and say, I mean, the trashiest of all the first ladies. Okay, but everybody's like, oh, they try to keep her folded up on the whole time that she's there. You saw her the other day on TV with them, and then you saw they all captured the eye roll, like, I'm here. Somebody I have to do this because this is a job right now. I gotta be here.
I don't
But
know.
no.
The only senator I identify with of my time is Jasmine Crockett. I'm all set.
Yeah, that's the sister that knows how to play them dozens. She know
That's
how
my
to
checkers.
she know how to get that fire. She know how to get that smoke. So, is this how our politics should be represented, y'all, or what do you think?
No.
But that's just a ploy to bring those who are in those areas in. It's been used since the turn of day, and it's the way that people certain times you want to attract this age group, you give them somebody who they're, who they're familiar with, you do that for all of them, but they're,
It
that's
ain't
not.
no different than Trump and his ignorance and rhetoric.
I mean, it's not any suggestion just because she had Megan Thee Stallion. She had a whole lot of other people there too. Okay?
What was interesting about it, Brother Mozzie, was that according to the way that the event went off, there was like a half hour of silence before Megan Thee Stallion came on. And a lot of people were really like upset. They would, these people pay, it's like a concert. They pay their money. They want they twerk fest. So
yes, some didn't pay money. You could go online and you could have gotten your tickets, but you had to have your tickets to come in there. They weren't charging. There was no, because I got my ticket. I just couldn't get nowhere close to the center when I was up there. Couldn't get nowhere close to it, but
So I have a question for you. As long as Meg Thee Stallion was twerking, did Kamala Harris talk about her politics for that length of time? Did she talk about the policies? Did she actually talk about the policies that she's gonna have for us for the same length of time that Megan and the homegirls was twerking?
Megan was just one of 17 people that was on the stage. Okay,
I'm just asking.
Was there.
What did you? What were the politics? What did she say she was going to do? Was her politics as long as the performance, or? Remember, I'm just curious.
There was 17 people there talking and everything before
I get to it.
Came in. So they do what they do at a rally. You bring the people in, you entertain them until the guest speaker gets there, and you don't met everybody. You see Stacey Adams and you Abrams and everybody else who's gone up there. It's not what we don't do. We do that at every expo. We do that at every positive expo. They always got somebody there that's gonna run naked, and she wasn't even naked when she was doing it.
But let me ask Brother Mozzie a question. For someone who's desperately looking for our vote, our support, our electoral prowess as it is, why do you think she would lead with something like this? Why do you think that was the centerpiece? Because like I said, I was looking at another description of this whole event because I didn't watch the whole thing, and I'm not going to watch the whole thing. But I wanted to know if she got to some policy, number one. And number two, I heard a critique about the event is that it took Meg Thee Stallion a half hour to get on stage, and there was like radio silence in between her getting on stage. And so doesn't that point to like organization and efficiency? And what do you think that says about our overall politics? Are we respected in politics if that's what they're kind of like performing? That's our performative, menu. Are we respected at all?
That was the ultimate of disrespect. And it said that our women are nothing but twerking little whores. Because you could not go and speak to the intelligence of Black people. You couldn't appeal to their higher sense of being and belonging. Let us go, because they had Quavo and a few others. All right, and Quavo was one of them They had
Quavo
all.
was
In other
one.
words, let us get every debased group that we can find, but more importantly, are black women only good for twerking?
Was
Mm.
We're
Megan
talking
Megan Thee
about
Stallion's up there. She ain't representing all black women.
she don't
She
represent
represent
you.
no black women that I like on my age group.
She don't represent you in your network and your
Right,
circle.
right.
But the mainstream of blacks, she does represent. But it doesn't matter that she don't represent us. What it does is it continues to paint a picture that these people still hold no value. So we don't have to have policy to help them. Because look at them. That's all they know how to do. So what are we going to do with people who want to just do stuff like that? And black women and they're giving them no respect. You mean to tell me with all the black girl magic out here, all these educated black women out there, she couldn't go get her soul rolls who can bring some, or the Divine Nine to elevate this?
Well, they were all there too. They were
Exactly.
all there too.
But she didn't have to go get them and put them on the stage. You know why? Because they came anyway. Why? Because they're all part of Divine Nine. And so what they did to us is just say, listen, these people are a joke and they will continue to be a joke. All they know how to do is do this. And they played us for a fool. And the sad part about it is that is how Kamala has gained her blackness. She didn't gain it through, in the eyes of a lot of folks, through being part of Divine Nine. She's an AKA who went to Howard. That's how she's looked at. She's not looked at racially like that. But so that we can make sure we got the black vote and we got black folks in the mix, let's bring out Meg Thee Stallion.
Yeah,
why can't she just be there and talk and dance? But that's a ploy, though. Think about it. Whenever we talk about real serious issues in America as it relates to black people, 9 times out of 10, we don't go get a professor from the local university or something of that nature. We don't get the blacks who maybe work at the various think tanks or got community groups that are in the mix. We go and we always grab a freaking entertainment. Malcolm X talks about that all the time.
Yeah, man. So I wanted to pop on something real quick. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time with that because, like I said, there's bigger things, there's bigger fish, and there's bigger things in the world. Like this. This is the AG from Louisiana, and she's talking about our 10 Commandments. Well, not our 10 Commandments. The 10 Commandments briefly explains that HB 71 poster of describing Martin Luther King's 10 Commandments of nonviolence alongside Moses' 10 Commandments is plainly constitutional. I think she was being like sarcastic with how many tenets of how widely accepted Americans were of Martin Luther King's 10 Commandments of nonviolence, and that of course, the tablets brought down from the mountain by Moses, so on and so forth. When you guys see things like this and you hear things like this, what is this like kind of invoking you? What is this kind of like make you think about when you see things like this? When you see white folks in elected official positions, because the governor of Louisiana is doing the very same thing, because of course they have their 10 Commandments in schools thing happening. In case you guys weren't on it, that's their thing down there in Louisiana. They even said that they thought that the Trump shooting would have been prevented if they had 10 Commandments in his classroom. That's the kind of dog whistle they're giving. So this is another dog whistle comparing the, I guess, efficacy of a MLK to the efficacy of Moses, and thinking, well, is this constitutional? Should we have accepted this as a country? What
No,
Martin Luther King had to say about nonviolence? What do y'all think?
again, I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is, okay, where's the separation of religion and state? You know, because you can't impose your religious values on me if I'm not the Christian one. You know, you can't impose I can't impose my religious values on, for Islam. I can't impose it. I just embrace everybody's right to do what they need to do to feel whole, but you can't impose those values because those are Christian, Deo values, and a lot of us don't. Yes, we believe in the Ten Commandments. We're not breaking any of them, but we're not adhering to them in our preferred religions either. You know, but there's 10 of everything in all religions. In Judeo and Islam, it's the same 10, they're just written different.
Do you guys see this as kind of them trying to repeal the effect of MLK?
I think they're trying to repeal more
doing
than
something like this, kind of almost like a discrediting what his impact on the country was and how widely accepted it was. Talk to us about that, anybody.
I don't think they're repealing
so. Because I think they realize, once again, most of them are not well read on Martin Luther King. And as long as we can continue to show the nonviolent way, as they know, only a fool gonna sit there in the street and be nonviolent at somebody kicking their ass. So I think most of them. Now, I think if anything, what is happening is, you're right, they may be trying to remove anything black from the books. But I don't think it's to minimize him per se. I think it's to change the course of history in America, to make it very white.
Because then this follow-up came from the same person, and it says, our 10 Commandments brief explains that a movie and a theater-themed HB 171 poster featuring Charlton Heston as Moses and Lin-Manuel as Miranda in the Hampton the musical is plainly constitutional. So in other words, she's trying to mock people who, through artistry, are expressing, I guess, sentiment in the 10 Commandments, and then what she believes should be very narrow, kind of archaic, authoritarian ways that Christianity is honored. Jazz, when you see stuff like this, they want to mock MLK, and then I guess this is a shot at the newer generations who is into Hamilton, the musical. Not one of my favorites, but what do you think about that as you think about the ethno state, the fact that a lot of these people are trying to turn back the clock, move things, and create a Jim Crow 2.0 or 3.0 is what they call it. Talk to us.
I mean, but they've been doing this for the longest. I mean, this isn't really new to us.
Right.
I mean, so I don't understand how we can be surprised by that fact that they're attempting it. In the same instance, they didn't want us teaching critical race theory in the schools, but they want us to talk about history about LGBTQ plus IA. So, I mean, I don't know. I think at this point, now that we have the internet and we have Google and these mobile phones and all of that, everything's at the click of a button. And it's and I feel like it's the responsibility of us and the parents and to educate each other based off of articles and what they're trying to denounce or what they deem is just or appropriate or right. Because in our reality, even myself, like when you talk about Christianity and Martin Luther King and all of that, I have my own personal views on it, and I won't strive on that. I believe and strive for the 42 laws of May I. You know what I mean? So that's something totally different from what all those other religions, have. So honestly, like, hey, at the end of the day, it's our responsibility to each one teach one.
So let,
Exactly.
so let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all think the end game for all of these types of things is to mock it, or to just get rid of it, flip it on its head, and just get
They
rid
mock
of it
what they don't
altogether?
understand.
There you go.
They
I
mock
think
what they don't
I think
understand because it's their own ignorance at the end of the day. Because, like I said before, people don't take, I don't know. It just seems like in order to have true dialogue and have true conversation, people have to come from a place of being willing to understand. And it seems like people are not willing to be receptive to understand. They just want to be receptive to argue or debate and prove a point.
Mm-hmm.
And that takes away from the whole part of being able to create dialogue and create community.
There you go. That part right there. Because then we agree to disagree when you want to have a conversation. But now, when people are having a conversation, you disagree with them. They want to shut it all down, shut it off. I'm like, look, I'm learning from you. So if I don't agree with you, that's one thing. But at least let me let you know I took something away from you. I learned something from you. I don't have to agree with it, but I learned something. And
Fire.
people don't get that. We don't see that, anymore. That's why people don't have discussions without breaking out in a fight or can't agree on politics. I don't care if you don't like my politician, but I'm still love you tomorrow. But right now, we just having a discussion. I agree to disagree. And it takes a certain level of maturity to focus like that, and a certain level of intelligence, and a certain level of teaching. I teach my kids. They're the first ones that will sit there and say, "Excuse me, but I don't agree with you," because they won't let it go. So they're like, I don't, all the time. Teachers be calling, ring, ring. I'm like, well, she did say, "Pardon me, I just don't agree with you." So what, you gonna argue with her because she's not agreeing with you? And I'm always up there making sure that people know you're going to hear from my kids. You're not going to hear, parroting, and you're not going to sit there and praise God, they're not followers. So they have different friends. They don't have no cliques because they're friends with a lot of people. But you have to really teach that. Or be around it so you understand that, hey, I'm learning. Everybody winced when they saw the LGBTQ. I opened up the Paris thing. I'm like, this is great. Look at this. Finally, this inclusion that we ain't never seen before. We ain't never seen it before. So I'm like, this is kind of cool. But the people disagree. So I'll agree to disagree with anybody. I'm not going to cut you off because of it.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what we got right here, right now on the Real HD Show is today's break in the Real HD Show is brought to you by Earth, Wind, and Fire. And they were a legendary group for a lot of reasons. But one of the main reasons that they were a legendary group and so pivotal in the culture of our people is because they believed in something called the Serpentine Fire. I might be dating myself when I do this. I'm going to put it on the screen. All right. The term serpentine fire itself is a powerful metaphor often associated with the concept of Kundalini energy in Eastern spiritual traditions. This energy is believed to reside at the base of the spine and when awakened, travels up through the chakras, leading to spiritual enlightenment and heightened consciousness. In the context of the song, the serpentine fire represents the profound and transformative impact, love, and connection on the individual's life, bringing new meaning and purpose. Hey man, that was them dudes right there, man. They was like way ahead of their time, or right on time, and we just gotta remember what they put down and the lessons that they wanted to bring us through this vibration of music that they were on. Anybody got any thoughts about Serpentine Fire? It's cool if you don't. It's cool if you don't. We could look at some brothers with some afros then.
All I know is the classic. and you can't debate a classic. I'm sorry. That's
No, not at all. I'm about to put it on right now. Give me a second. I'm trying to
That's
look for
right.
the. I'm looking for the pick. I'm looking for the pick right now.
Maybe that's that album cover that everybody had taped to their wall with the pyramid. Is that one?
Not exactly that one, but
Which
very
one was?
similar.
That's the one I remember from.
Very similar. Very
Was
similar.
that?
They
Okay.
they did so many damn album covers. Who knows?
Good.
You know, I forget the album this is.
Yeah.
But
My
I'm
older sister and
I'm
brother,
just
like
gonna.
8 years older than me, and they used to have Earth, Wind, and Fire all over the room, all over their room. So I couldn't, like, I had to love it because I was hearing it all the time.
Right. Right. They had this dope record I love called "Open Our Eyes." Woo, fire. Brother Mozzie, not an Earth, Wind, and Fire fan? What's popping, bro?
I would have seen him in Buffalo a couple of weeks back.
Dope.
Ooh.
Dope.
They
I know they up there. You know what I mean? Philip Bailey might have to take out his teeth before he do Reasons. But they still dope no matter what. They still killing it.
They are. They put on a great show, and it's hard to. You always miss Maurice White when you're watching their shows.
Mm-hmm. Always. Yeah. You looking for that silky smooth voice, and it's tough when somebody else is singing that lead. You know.
I know. But his son is in there as well, because we saw him at the Nokia Theater in Jones Beach, and I was like, "Who that?" And they're like,
that's a great theater, by the way. That Jones Beach Theater is awesome.
That's where I saw them at.
Yeah. Not a bad seat in the house.
Not really at all.
Really dope. All right, man. Let's get back to it. Power to the people news. Guess what just happened? This just happened. So I know we talk a lot of. We got on Kamala and her attempt at a rally, and not really showing much politics and policy, but showing more entertainment. And however we feel about that. But this is on the Donald Trump side of the game. Inside Ziglag, the secret organization of wealthy Christians trying to sway the election and change the country. Are y'all hip to this? This is a ProPublica article about a group called Ziglag, which is basically like a super PAC for pro-Christian folks. And they're out there, and they are going crazy with it, with all the, all the comings and goings, and they want to, along with the Claremont Institute, repeal women's right to vote. They want to put permanent paramilitary cops in major cities. All of the stuff that you're hearing Project 25 offering, you're hearing these jokers offering. Are y'all hip to that? What do y'all think of this Ziglag group and what they're about?
We're hearing a lot of that, and one of the things, I don't know if you had posted it or somebody had posted it.
Yeah, I posted it.
Yeah, and I was like, wow. And so then I go back to look. So today or yesterday was like the anniversary for women being able to get credit cards. 1974 it was signed, and I said, so it's not too far. So my only fear is always the sneak attack and trying to take away the rights of women, because they know you have an educated body of women, then you have an educated nation. They don't want that, and they're not even talking about just Black women. They're talking about all women, but their women sit there and buy into some of the things that they say, and so this I don't look for them to protect me. That's all I should say. But it was your posting that I saw, and then I went on to look into it a little more.
Yeah, let me read this real quick for all my Trumpsters. Ziglag, an invitation-only charity organization for rich Christians, aims to take dominion over what is seen as 7 major spheres of public life, what it calls mountains, quote unquote: business, science, technology, family, arts, media, church, education, and government. The little-known charity is backed by famous conservative donors, including the families behind Hobby Lobby and Uline. It's spending millions to make a big political push for this election, and it may be violating the law. Now, when they mean by it's violating the law, what they're talking about is that Ziklag is registered under a 501c3, and they're not supposed to have a political affiliation under that religious designation. So if someone really wanted to bring them to task, like a Marjorie Taylor Greene or Crockett, they actually could and shut them down, but they won't because they're giving them way too much bread. Brother Mozzie, what do you think, man?
Well, I think we're moving to a world where life is going to be very controlled in this country. And there are many of us who look like us who are trying to gain favor with our white brethren that are of the Christian persuasion, and they're going to fall in line with a lot of this stuff if it means they get their riches. And basically, we're going to find ourselves, man, living in occupied territory or basically, we're going to have like a Christian fundamentalist state, no different than that they have over in the Arab world with people living in an Arab fundamentalist state, an Islamic fundamentalist state. Over there, people, you break any particular law that is a religious law, you find yourself in trouble. They'll control how you conduct yourself in public. They'll control what you do in your home. They'll control what education you get. The freedoms that we think we have, we won't have them.
How does that make you feel, Jazz? That there's folks out there trying to take away your rights as a human being, as a sister, for their own, to reestablish some sort of clandestine state of what they think is some way to live in the country. We saw it already with the what do you call that? We saw it already tonight. What do you think of that?
I'm already planning my escapes. I ain't worried about it.
You and Daffy Duck got the spoon. Y'all digging y'all way to China.
Man, listen, stop playing with me.
Yeah, I still trying to sit there and go down on the ground.
Man, listen, the luxury and the perks of being a Marine brat and growing up and with my daddy moving all around the world. Listen, Japan it ain't foreign to me.
Yeah, that's what I have to say. We ain't afraid to pick up and go and create it again. I mean,
not at all. I done did it plenty of times, and one thing I can appreciate my daddy for is giving me and teaching me them survival skills.
I tell you, they used to call it tomboy. I'm like, look, let me tell y'all something.
Man, listen, one thing I can appreciate from, what was her name? Fannie Willis, was that her name? Yup, she said it right on the stand. One thing my daddy taught me was to always keep a safe with $6,000 cash in the safe next to a piece of steel. They ain't say what type of steel you need to have, but we know what kind of steel I'm alluding to, so we just gonna leave it at that.
What do y'all think about all of the ethno states? Are y'all hip to the ethno states that are going on right now?
No, what is it?
No, what is it?
Ethno state as the base. It's ethno state is basically a condition where a uber conservative Christian group. So I'll read it from here. The base is anti-Semitic white nationalist network that trains members in survivalism and parliamentary skills to prepare them to mount an armed resistance against the government. Sort of like what Homeboy did when he cut off his father's head in Pennsylvania. It said, made up of small terrorist cells, the base believes society should be pushed to the collapse so a white ethno state can rise out of the ruins. It's not an organization that seeks to build popular appeal. Instead, groups like the base seek to inspire a small number of actors to commit themselves. Now, the base is right in line with the Ziklag. Same.
Is it like the Zionists?
Yeah, it's the same thing, but they call it an ethno state. Now, what I want to put on here for you guys is look how many other states are willing to be ethno states. Check this out. Idaho, is willing to be an ethno state. Louisiana, willing to be an ethno state, calling them white fortress cities of the American South. Now, New England, the Nazis want to turn New England into a white ethno state. And I showed you Louisiana already. And there's one more I think I got to show you guys. And I want to ask you, what this got to do with us? What in the world does this have to do with us? The last one is Maine, because Maine also wants to be an ethno state. So that's basically like a super uber Christian based state where, you know, white is right, women are secondary, you know, brothers and sisters don't matter more than 3/5 a man because it's already written. And they would essentially turn the clock all the way back to procure hegemony, power, and, you know, rulership over what's going on in the nation. Y'all heard Donald Trump say that if he gets elected, ain't gonna be no more elections, right? Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that foolishness?
Yep.
But
All
my
right.
thing is, they
All right. Now
transitioning.
you got municipalities all over the country talking about they want to be ethno states. Talk to me, Jazz. What's this all about? And what this got to do with us?
I don't know. I'm just like, they pushing for Christianity, but didn't they realize Russia just disclosed that true Christianity, all the people were black, Jesus was black. So it's like, what white agenda are you really pushing based off of the Christianity belief system? It's just, ugh.
That's okay. They'll take their brand of Christianity, and once again, it'll be the final come down. That's the movie with Billy D. Williams, where the fight is in the street. You better know how to fight.
We
Look
outnumber
at all in
them.
Paris.
We
They're all
outnumber
seeing
them.
black prophets all over the churches, and they're taking pictures and posting it because they're so, well, France kept these pictures up, you know. And I'm like, no, but France keeps the prophets how the prophets used to look. Okay, so this is why, like, I've been to France, I've been to Paris and French Riviera, and even Monaco, and Grace Kelly's church, where she's actually buried in. Like, you go in that side, and all the what they call the Stations of the Cross and stuff, they're depicted in the correct manner. They're black, you know, they're black, and they're, you know, those churches in Madrid, and they have no problem with sharing that. You know, they have no problem with sharing it.
Billy Joe Jim Bob in Idaho don't give two shit because he don't believe it. It's all
right, and he'll never probably go there, so he'll never see it.
And even if he did see it, it's fake news.
Dude.
Just like the Zionists. I remember I went to school. I don't care how much evidence you can show them. You can even show them in with their own stuff that they're wrong. They will still not buy into what you're saying and believe it, because a lot of these folks are the perfect soldiers. The problem we have is that our folks ain't the perfect soldiers for black nationalism.
Right, wishy-washy. Yes.
Interesting. Hey, so Sister Aurora, you what's the famous John passage in John that everybody likes?
For he so loved the world.
Right. What's the
only begotten son?
Right, but what's the parable? What's the actual number?
John 3:16.
Is it 3:16?
3:16.
Y'all ready for BlackRock to charge y'all $50 to quote that?
Oh, they're copywriting it?
No, they're fracking everything. They're turning everything into a manageable coin or a token, and they're gonna fractionalize the organic world. And just like when they have the fact checkers, they're also going to have those who are going to curb anything that resembles some sort of speech that is incendiary, or some sort of speech that could be rabble-rousing, or anything like that. So if they'll charge you for water right now, how much is 313 worth? Things that make you go,
$3.13.
Right. Y'all ready to pay the pastor for the scripture that you're reading this week?
Pastor got to get
Ain't
paid.
that what they do anyway during collection time? Won't you pay?
Oh, that 1317 is gonna cost you $13.17. By the way.
I'm crying.
So I say that only because while we're in the Harris Trump circus, BlackRock is buying up the whole world. I don't know if y'all peeping game.
Well, like I told folks, pretty soon you're gonna have to you're gonna have to pay them to use your own DNA when you go to the hospital.
Let me
They're
put
gonna
this
say
up real quick.
they own your blood because they own your DNA. Because all of us are getting. They just brought up what's the big DNA? What's the big one that people been doing the DNA for?
Oh, the Ancestry.
Ancestry.
They
Yep.
just bought Ancestry.com.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And didn't they tell us years ago that they weren't going to sell that?
You knew them crackers don't. They value money more than anything else because it has them.
Oh, definitely.
And because it has them on it, they were going to sell it.
Says BlackRock agrees to acquire Global Infrastructure Partners, GIP, creating the world's leading infrastructure private markets investment platform. Bro, are you into carbon markets, bro? You gonna get you a couple carbon market share so you could pollute the earth?
Wow.
For free?
Or at least give me enough points to where I can, travel with no problem.
There you go. There you go. When you want to ride that motorboat, you're going to have to buy them carbon credits. You ready for that, sis?
Nah.
In order to do a barbecue in your backyard, you're going to have some carbon credits. You ready for that?
That's the truth, Roof.
In order to burn on the grill and that smoke go in the air.
Or otherwise, you're going to have to pay Bill Gates and you might have to get some flute.
Yo, man, this world is people got to pay attention, man. They're going to charge you for rocks, waters, air, the leaf on the trees. And they showed you right here. They showed you right there. They acquired Global Infrastructure Partners. How is that even a thing? How is the natural world part of an infrastructure partnership? Talk to us, Sister Jazz. What you think? You down with the hydrocarbon credits?
I don't know nothing about it, so I can't speak to it.
So the carbon markets is basically when a business is, polluting the thing, they buy a certain amount of carbon credits from one of the big dogs, wherever they are, and they're allowed to continue with their business as long as they're paying into, the fracking and the polluting and so on and so forth. But the rumors are that it's going to whittle down the regular people and be part of that whole social credit system that they've been trying to introduce to us over the last 2-3 years since the pandemic is what I like to call it. So what do you think, Jazz? You ready to buy them carbon credits so you can barbecue in your backyard?
No, that's like trying to rent air and buy air as real estate.
Right. How about when your son comes from soccer practice and his feet stink? You're gonna have to buy some carbon credits to keep down the
Sweet Lord.
That's some of that powder.
I'm crying.
No, I'm saying, you ready for that? That's the future, right?
Put some of that Arm & Hammer in them sneakers.
Man, listen.
You gonna tell your son, man, you better leave them stinky things outside. You gonna cost me some money.
That part.
I tell her right now. I said, y'all see that thing at Arm & Hammer? Fix it.
Mm-hmm. They got baking
I got a couple of boxes
for a reason. Why you think our people? That's why the Moors created all the perfumes and essential oils for a reason. You better stop playing, acting like you don't know your lineage.
Bro, Mozzie, you seem like you wanted to say something. Talk to us, bro.
I'm listening. I'm just listening.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay.
We taught them how to take a bath.
That's right.
Get out of here.
Taught them what fruits and berries make it smell better.
That part.
What y'all think about all these ethno states? You got Maine, you got Louisiana, you got New England.
I won't be here, so I don't
You
know
got
where
Idaho.
everybody.
but your children will be here.
No, they won't, because they
Then you
coming
got
with me.
that's their wish list to have these ethno states. I mean, like, you know,
it's not happening.
Look at
Tell us why. Tell us why, Jazz. Why that's not happening? Tell us.
Come on, let's be realistic here. Why you think? Let me tell you something about these nice, fascinated, and creative white folks. They create these things and have these conundrums to instill fear in us, and for us to be like, it's like fear mongering basically. But in all reality, let's be realistic. The reason why they're repealing a lot of the laws and all the stuff that existed is because they are becoming the minority. We are no longer the minority. We outnumber them. And then, not for nothing, let's not to mention how many white people are allies. And I say that word loosely. You know what I'm saying? You even got white people, white women that are not for a lot of that mess. So if you honestly think for 1 second that these white men feel like they have a right to tell a woman where she is valued at and what right she has and all these things, right now women make up the majority when it comes to the population. Women create nations. So if you think for 1 second y'all about to have that full autonomy where y'all gonna just tell us what we gonna do and we gotta shut up and we're the ones running the economy right now, man, have a seat, pipe down.
So you're saying that all those non-melanated white women is enough of them in our corner that they won't vote for Trump like they did before?
No, black women supersede and outnumber them. But what I'm saying is,
black women don't, black women don't, because we don't even outnumber them as a whole of the people.
So then, Monty, how is it that when we vote more and we have power to sway elections, like
who has power to sway elections?
I said sway the elections.
Who
it's
has
happened
power
in the
to
South. The black women have.
Who has power?
Women have power.
Women.
So now all women are the same, is what you're saying?
No,
I'm not saying we're created equal. We all know that the white woman is not. At the end of the day,
At the end of the day, y'all think y'all have an allegiance and an alliance.
No, we don't.
No,
no
never
we
do.
don't.
Never that.
No, we never did. That's not
Never
what I'm saying.
How did Trump win the last election?
Because white women voted for him and then decided, oh, here it took out things. Not that, black women and a lot of black men.
But
white women, hold on. Here's something that y'all forgetting.
What?
White women has historically voted against their own self-interest.
Right, with their man.
Down to the power paradigm, they've always aligned themselves with their white counterpart, i.e. white men. So I'm trying to figure out where all this kumbaya with all the women going to take place. And don't forget, who's the new largest minority in America?
Well, coming up is the Hispanics.
Okay. And what do most of them classify themselves as?
White.
Okay. So what alliance do you, and wait a minute. What is the new group of people in America that are now committing racist atrocities towards black people?
You got Asians and Hispanics.
Those Hispanics. So somehow all this womanhood gonna happen again when we got one group who's historically shown you that we're gonna vote against our interests. We don't care. And then we got another group that come up that don't have that history with them as it relates to who we are as melanated people. So they're gonna definitely vote against us. So I'm trying to figure out now, how many of y'all again?
Okay.
Don't fall for the hype.
I guess, okay.
Don't fall for the hype.
No, and it's
gaslighting on the numbers. See, because this is what's happening. This that whole Kamala effect going on right now. Sisters got it going on. 44,000 got on there. We raised $1 million in 3 hours. Oh, damn, we got it going on. But they don't roll like that. I'm sorry. I hope it just don't come.
But the brothers rolled like that too, though. They're like, oh, we may not have made them sisters, but here it is. When they came together as the fraternities had, they, touted what they were raising for Kamala as well.
But the question was, how you getting out of town, Jazz?
What you mean?
You talking about you leaving? How you getting out of town?
I can't tell you that.
Well, I hope you got your route worked out, and I hope you got your boats and your ships ready to go, because those things are going to get locked down. See, that's part of this whole process. And if you don't have any carbon credits, how are you going to get your boat to roll?
Well, this carbon credits is going to take a little minute, so we don't have to really worry about.
But the
we have to be looking at the carbon credits.
But the occupation can happen at a moment's notice,
Well,
i.e., Coast Guard, i.e., Border Patrol, where has a i.e., Harbor Patrol. So all those things are there. So when they start to shut this stuff down, because we think we about to go do something special, unless you leave it now, the longer you wait, the harder it's gonna be.
Oh, let me show y'all something. Y'all continue. I'm just gonna pull something up with your boy Elon Musk.
All that tunnel under the ground.
Listen, people better figure out.
His cavern.
You may have to just go up in the mountains for a little while.
That's fine.
No, but you know how to live up in the mountains.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. And some of y'all,
and this is why I like Jazz.
The bayou.
My daddy. I just told you I was a military brat.
Thank you. And my father, who was a merchant marine, but he believed in everyone gets trained. Okay, so it wasn't just the boys.
Not
everyone gets trained. And he got a set of family members who they trained everybody.
So y'all good to go. So y'all need to be helping out the other sisters.
No, and it's a good thing, because we cross a lot of even though our appearance is what it is, we cross a lot of the ethnic lines. And, like whoever looked down south, you see all these brown babies now. They ain't want to touch, how you want to sit there and you talk about, oh, that woman's a monster, but yet you want her to breastfeed your child and stuff. And then you turn around, you got all these brown babies, which is just killing the South, because they're like, that's my daughter. Yeah, well, your daughter now got one of us. And so that's why she's living in our neighborhood, because y'all won't let her live in yours. I mean, there's a lot of breakdown.
And that's why they created ethno states, because they're tired of you melanated folks mixing and swirling up the milk.
There's gonna be very few of them
so
living.
Now,
I can't help it that I'm light, bright, and almost white. My daddy is
and
red.
They don't need you no more. They don't need you no more to come there, because they got their new Negroes.
Let me ask.
That's called Latinos.
Well, let's not. You see my name? It didn't come from an American. Okay, so we want, and this is how a lot of persons who are of color mingle and walk in, and just like Jazz says, like my cousin is about her complexion, and if we needed her to, if you ever saw the spook who sat by the door, the training, okay, if you ever needed someone to, we can make up a whole bus full of so-called looking white folks to get into some place, and they're not, they understand, and they understand the assignment.
I do. That's what, like, not for nothing, I'm not proud of it, and I've been bullied because of it. But at the end of the day, I learned the value of passing.
Right. And I mean, and then on Long Island, well, we were some of the most picked on people, because my dad spoke Spanish, and then they're like, how you got these black people who speak Spanish? Because they never saw it before. Okay, yeah, he was dark. He's from Uruguay, So
what that got to do with the fact that you may only have but a handful of carbon credits, and that can only get you cross town.
Well, when the carbon credit
comes, yours then, Mozzie. How about that?
But when carbon credit
I'm gonna come and get you for yours. How about that?
They only gave me about 5, so it ain't gonna help you out.
So we gotta be planning on how to get to and from.
We're gonna have to create a cooperative of carbon then.
Now you talking. Now see that. Now you talking. Now you talking. There you go. Because they got their ethno state popping, and even with this dude here who's supposed to be the Tony Stark of his day, new Twitter AP leak reveals that there's a group of protected users that are allowed to break terms of service on Twitter without consequence, even including a list of whitelisted slurs. Also worth mentioning that all the listed accounts are right-wing in their contents. So this dude is trying to put an ethno-state in social media. Like a lot of you who mess with 4chan and all those other type of, rhetoric having sites do also. So what do y'all think? And then we got this here. From luxury bunkers to tactical vehicles, the ultra rich are preparing for the big one.
Yep.
And that was a recent article. So you got this dude here giving preferential treatment for folks, freedom of speech, folks. His freedom of speech is protected, right? I guess you got to have carbon credits to, have freedom of speech on his platform. Because guess what? I have to now pay if I want to put my show on Twitter now. He wants $10.99 a month.
Ain't it X now?
So when I
rebranded,
it's X, right?
Yeah,
right.
X.
Y'all laughed when I said that he's fracking all organic material, and isn't freedom of speech organic? Didn't he just sit around and charge a bunch of content creators $11.99 a month to put their stuff on Twitter? When he first took over Twitter, he claimed that he was the free speech guy. I'm the free speech guy. You remember that, Mozzie?
Yep.
I'm going to defend me, Kanye, and Trump. We're going to defend free speech. And then a year and a half later, but by the way, it costs $11.99.
Yeah, he's totally flipped the script in terms of how he functions right now.
You can have your freedom of speech, Sister Aurora, but it's going to cost you that 12 spot.
And that's if you depend on social media.
As the world turns. As the world turns. Hey, y'all, this has been another dope episode of the Real HD Show. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on all your notifications so the next time that we have the Real HD Show on Hump Day on Wednesday, you can get down with us and have a higher discussion. Please ask all your people to jump on, timestamp the articles that you like, get the questions, get the comments in. Brother Mozzie, I got a bunch of comments from you from Mob Crush audience. They have a lot of stuff to say. So hopefully if you're able to come on Wednesday or Monday or whenever the next time you come on, I'll have those questions and comments ready for you like we did the last time. This will kind of be, I guess, a consolidation of all of the questions that we got over time. But,
okay.
Yeah, so it should be cool. You know what I mean? It'll be like Pick Mozzie's brain night. You know what I mean?
Oh, boy.
So that'll be fun. And then you guys like, share, and subscribe and turn on all your notifications. And y'all share the episode. And as always, I'm going to say peace and walk with power. Y'all be good on each other, man. We'll be back on Wednesday.
Take care. Stay safe.
Peace, y'all.
Alrighty.